Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we deserve to be able to eat. We deserve health care. We deserve blankets. We deserve all of these things that they're trying to make us believe are like amenities or something that's special. It's not like icing on the cake. It's the cake. We deserve this. Next, I'd like to bring up a wonderful young woman that I met very recently, short time ago. But she changed my life because she was just really like confident, very straightforward, and just to the point. And I like her a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, Lehar.
Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. I am just so grateful to have this opportunity just to speak on something that really is close to my heart. I think my story begins, my parents are immigrants. I have a very working class background. My parents worked in like sweatshops and restaurants growing up, so it's, you know, just hard work and trying to live the American dream and whatever that means. And over the years, what I noticed about my parents was they would work these jobs that didn't pay them that much, and they would work long hours so we wouldn't see them. And then gradually, when I was like probably first or second grade is when I noticed like we would go to the Atlantic City to just like get our mind off of our lives, our jobs, or just things like that, and it would be our recreation. It would be like, oh, let's go to Atlantic City and let's you know, play games. And it started out like it was fun. It was like we would go to the beach, and my parents would go into the casinos and they would gamble, and then we would have a roll of quarters and play video arcade and just get our minds off of stuff. I guess that's how it all started. But over the years, as we went to Atlantic City, that was probably like 20, 30 years ago, the more I noticed my parents kept going more and more and more often. And then over time, we would get left in the casinos. Like, you know, at first it was like an hour or two, and then over the years, it would just gradually increase. It would be like 2 or 3 hours, 4 to 6 hours, like, you know, like 8 hours. Like our school schedule would be turned around. And I remember one time I went to Catholic school, so it's like interesting, we're in a church. And I remember having to like cover up and lie about why we weren't going to school, because my parents were out gambling, and my sister, you know, she didn't go to school, and I had to tell my nun that, and then of course it was Catholic school, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like burn in hell because I lied to my nun about what was happening. And I realized that when your integrity is compromised because you're trying to protect the people you love, that it didn't just hurt my mom and dad, what the behavior or the habit that was happening, it hurt everybody in the family. And over the years, it just kind of got worse. Physical abuse, there would be more of that at home after every loss. I would give away my money or all the savings or little piggy bank, and we would just give it to my family just to survive, because we would gamble away the food money or housing money. And little by little, I just realized what an effect it had on my family. And this is like a long-term process. It happened very gradually, so I didn't even know there was a name for it. And later on, I found out the name was addiction, and that they had a gambling problem. It was a gambling addiction. And I think the hard part about everything is like there's a big cloud of shame around it, because it's like I never wanted to talk about this. I never wanted to like expose my parents or like to say they were bad, and it's almost like I had to wait till my siblings were grown up to say something, because I didn't want like anyone to like take us away from my family. So I'm noticing now as I talk to a lot of young people that similar things are happening to them, and they may not be talking about it because they don't want their parents to get in trouble, and they don't want to be removed from their families. And what this industry, the older I get, what I've learned is that it is a sickness, and it's a sickness perpetuated by an industry that doesn't care about your well-being or your livelihood. I've seen my parents' health get worse, I've seen their financial health get worse, and I've seen the way it's eroded our family relationship. And something that, that I've noticed too is that the way to attack people and the way to get them to not fight for their rights and stuff is that, like, because I studied, like, if we go back to the lessons about American slavery, is that they separated families. They kept people apart from each other. And when you separate the family, there's no one to fight for it. There's no one to stand for it. And it's like the people that love you, if they become the ones that hurt you, then there's no fight, you know? And what addiction does and how it gets perpetuated by these industries is that it keeps us apart from each other, and the people that we love the most, that we fight so hard for, and sometimes that's the person that you're so mad at, because it's like, why are you doing this to yourself? And it's a struggle for me to keep strong in the midst of everything. And then now that one casino has already been built in Philadelphia, and now they're planning a second one, something that I just want people to be aware of is that they're really coming after us in a big way. They said this month they reported 3% decrease in their table games. This is in the state of Pennsylvania. There was like, oh, we had a decrease in how much we brought in. They were bringing in the state of Pennsylvania, they never used to have casinos before. They brought in $57 million in 1 month of all the casinos, all their collective stuff. Before it was built, where was that money? It was in our businesses, it was in our, in people's jobs and livelihoods, and it was in our food, it was in our education, and now it's all going to the casinos. And like, what I found is that, like, I remember being at a rally, and then they were saying how generous they were and how many millions of dollars they were giving away to charity. And out of nowhere, I was just like, you cause poverty. you make... Yeah, it's like, you make us poor, so don't become so you're such a great person because you're giving some of that money back to the people you took it from. And something I do want to leave you with is that 80% of the industry depends on compulsive gambling. They rely on you to become addicted, even when you're not. And if to heal, there's no cure for gambling addiction. And if they even apply to try to fix the problem, the industry will go down the drain. And I see how it's linked up to so many other addictions and how it all plays on each other. So I'm grateful for this opportunity. I hope we can continue to work together and find ways to stop predatory gambling, stop all the different industries that attack us, and stand together and rebuild our families and communities. Thank you.